building on Decker Lake in Salt Lake City, Utah, while we're in Taylorsville. But
West Valley?
We're here because today they ramped up and punched a man, assaulted him, and dragged him away in front of a school bus full of children as he was dropping his child. So we're here. We're usually here every Thursday, the organizers, and today we're coming because enough is enough.
Thursdays 4 to 6, 75 Decker Lake Road in West Valley. I'm gonna turn this camera around so you can see the ice facility. $29.75 Decker Lake Road.
Fuck you. I need some megaphones. I need some megaphones. Taylorsville, West Valley, Utah.
This used to be a facility where they sent kids,
That were
troubled kids.
No, they weren't troubled.
No, they
were
weren't troubled.
disobedient.
Ah, they called
And
them
they-
troubled, but they were just
It was
disobedient.
like Gilead, and if you didn't obey, you went here, and they abused the children in here.
Yeah, you got to understand, here in Salt Lake City, we're steeped in the LDS Church, the Mormonism, and one of their primary values is obedience, even against your own rights and identity.
Yes.
So they deemed the kids they put in this facility were disobedient. But I'll tell you, it's just like Gilead, being disobedient in Gilead. If you've seen The Handmaid's Tale. Yeah. Hey, girl.
I was talking like she did her show.
I'm coming.
Hey, guys. We're live. Just talking about how LDS is steeped in obedience, and this is where they sent the kids who were disobedient. And now it's an ice facility. Yeah, Anne Frank. Absolutely right.
We've had that
Like the girl that you're looking
area
for.
right there. They usually have an officer.
Yeah.
That little booth. They have retreated and no longer are working through here. They're going through the other one now.
Okay. Last time I was here, they had a couple of guys in the parking lot, and then there was another third guy kind of roaming around.
Now we were all around the booth for like 10 minutes and
Yeah.
we had had enough and just took off.
Good job,
I'm
nice.
the longest standing. Like, I was ready, but I knew that they couldn't. Because I didn't spit on them. I just put.
Hi, Kai. Hi, Theo. Hi, Remy. This is a family affair. See, even the kids are coming out to protest. Yeah. How's it going, man? Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Let Gaza live. Amen.
Decided to come to
Hi,
this.
Kai.
I got the message right as at the liquor store and thought, I'll do this instead of drinking.
I'll do this and drink.
Oh, I'm gonna do that later.
All right, got some nice chalk. Excellent. Let Gaza live. Amen. Let's see your flag. Yeah. I love it. Resist fascism. Beautiful.
There we go.
We got Palestinian flags. Yep, it is. Absolutely. You're right. I'm live, by the way. What's that? No, I'm live. I'm live streaming right now. Yeah. We were watching the Portland protests last night, and they were going, and then all of a sudden they just cut it off. And no one, I mean, there's got to be more than one live streamer there in Portland because they're just going berserk, right? And I'm like, what the hell's going on there that no one is live streaming? Because they got it going 24/7 for like over 70 days now. And apparently they were dispensing some serious stuff, like not just the regular tear gas, but some serious stuff.
I saw the video of all the police in the riot gear up with gas masks and
Yeah. We love watching those Portland protesters. They're like professionals, man. They know what to do. They come prepared. They've got a 24/7 gig where they got a couple of shifts going. It's just awesome. I want to do that here in Salt Lake and organize, some overnight shifts. See if we can get some people who will come overnight and during the day too, and just annoy the hell out of them. And really, what I want to do is use up their funds, make them use funds on the tear gas, the personnel. Drain their account. Every little cent counts.
Well, as much as we hate the heavy-handedness and everything like that, I don't want to be hurt by them. The funny thing is they're undoing their cause in the eyes of their supposed supporters because they're like, it's obvious.
Hi, Rick. Hi, Kai.
Excessive force. There's excessive, we're tear gassing Americans for protesting now. It's like, now there's always going to be those one people who will be like, yeah, get them, they deserve to die. I think a lot of reasonable people out there who might be swayed one or the other, all of a sudden
I agree. Yeah. That's why I like to use my whiteness to get in their face and force them to either stand down or do something to me. Because I'll tell you, a white guy like me with my resume, if they took me down, it'd be a PR nightmare for them.
Well,
Oh, here we go. You guys are federal employees, right? Contract? Do you still have to take an oath? Yeah, but every federal employee has to take an oath to defend the Constitution. And that's what I'm wondering. Did they make you take that oath as a contractor? No? I'm going to say no because you're not saying yeah. What about the officers, the guys who are bearing arms? They're not contractors, right? They're employees. My point is, they take an oath to defend the Constitution. They're not taking an oath to POTUS or to the commander-in-chief. They're taking an oath to the Constitution. And when they break the 4th Amendment and the 15th Amendment, they're defying that oath. As citizens, doesn't that kind of anger you, or do you feel one way or another? No? I'm guessing by your silence that you're saying no. It doesn't bother you. All right, nice talking to you. He's driving a government vehicle, but he's a contractor. Interesting. He said no too when I asked him if he took an oath to defend the Constitution. And I wonder if they're just copping out saying, oh, we're contractors, we're not employees, so they think they don't have any accountability to the federal oath to the Constitution. Or if it's true that contractors don't, but yet here he is driving a government issued vehicle. So I wonder if contractors can drive a federally owned vehicle. Interesting. Really interesting. She's not driving a federally owned vehicle, but he is. Yeah. I thought I was pretty courteous and asked them some straight up questions, and they were basically trying to ignore me. Trying to go live, but it's so hot out here that my phone keeps overheating and just stopping working. But I hope that I caught live those federal people that just walked out of this ICE facility. There were 2 ladies and a man, and he got into a federally owned vehicle, but he said they were contractors. I asked him when they came out of this gate right here. Let me show you. This gate. So there's another gate where the protesters all are, and apparently they stopped coming in and out of that gate and started coming out of this other gate, which is over here, well away from the protesters. And I had to stand in the shade here to get my phone to cool down so I could use it. But they came out, and I asked them, I'm like, are you guys federal employees? And he said, we're contractors. And I said, well, do they make you take an oath to defend the Constitution like they do for all federal employees. All federal employees take an oath to defend the Constitution. They don't take an oath to POTUS. They don't take an oath to the commander-in-chief. They don't take an oath to a man, a person. They take an oath to the Constitution. And right now, ICE is defying that oath, breaking that oath, by breaking the 4th Amendment and the 15th Amendment. And the 4th Amendment is definitely a part of the Bill of Rights. The 15th Amendment is, by extension, because it was passed later, a part of the Bill of Rights. But they're both part of the Constitution, which all federal employees take an oath to defend. So I asked them, I'm like, you may be contractors, and do they make you take an oath? And they didn't answer me, so I said, well, I take by your silence that you mean no. You do not take that oath. And he got into a federally owned vehicle. It had U.S. government plates on it. It was a big white van. I don't know if I caught it on the live or not. And the two women got into one vehicle, which was parked right here. It was parked right here. And one of the women gave the other woman a ride to her car that was parked right on the other side of that black car. So she couldn't even walk. She didn't even want to walk that, what is that, maybe 75 feet over there from where I am? Maybe not even that, probably 50 feet, 60 feet, something like that. And I like to think that I made them so uncomfortable with my questions. And by the way, these are questions that are pretty courteous and straight up. Like, I just asked them just like I'm talking now. I didn't yell at them. I didn't use any curse words or demean them in any way. I just asked them. I said, those ICE agents who are bearing arms are probably not contractors. They are federal employees, so therefore they took an oath to defend the Constitution. And doesn't it bother you as U.S. citizens that they're breaking the 4th Amendment and the 15th Amendment? They're breaking their oath to the Constitution. Doesn't that bother you? And they wouldn't answer me. And I said, well, I take by your silence that it doesn't bother you. And I said it just like that. But they were obviously so uncomfortable that one woman had to give the other woman a ride, a 50-foot ride to her car. And then the way she pulled out, she didn't even pull out fully out of the parking spot. She was looking to get the hell out of here. So I like to think that, I made them a little uncomfortable with some rather frank and honest questions. I don't think that they were hard to answer questions. I didn't pose them in a, discourteous way. So I think that says something. And yay, because I'm just trying to plant seeds and make sure that people think for themselves about what's happening and that we're already behind the curve, and there's going to be a point, I hope we're not there yet, that it's too late. We don't want to reach that point. I don't know if we're there yet, but I definitely feel like we're behind the curve. POTUS is moving very quickly, so quickly that it's not good. It's not good for the people. It's not good for our international relations. It's not good for anyone who wants to come here and pursue the American dream. I put quotes around that because I don't quite believe that the American dream is what it's marketed to be. But there is a lot more opportunity in this land than there is in foreign countries. I've lived in foreign countries, so I understand the difference. I've been outside the fishbowl, and I believe that you got to be outside the fishbowl in order to have perspective on the fishbowl. Hello. Are you guys federal employees or are you contractors? Yeah? Well, I know federal employees have to take an oath to the Constitution. Do contractors have to take that same oath? Do contractors take the same oath to the Constitution that employees do? All federal employees take an oath to defend the Constitution. And I'm wondering if contractors also take that oath. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay. Well, it's a federal facility, right? So all contractors are contracted to the federal government? Yeah. It does, but it's still at a federal facility, so I would think that they might be subject to the same oath, no matter what they do. Yeah. Well, as an employee yourself, you're a contracted employee? Oh, okay. Did they make you take the oath to the Constitution? No? Okay. Do you bear arms? Are you armed right now? Yeah. Okay. Are the agents who are in the field, like the ICE agents who are in the field, are they contractors? I don't believe so. I believe that they're federal employees. They're employed. So they must take that oath to the Constitution then. My point is, they're not taking an oath to an office like POTUS or to the commander-in-chief. They're taking an oath to the Constitution to defend the Constitution, just like, the military does. And yet they're breaking the Constitution when they break the 4th Amendment and the 15th Amendment, which are part of the Bill of Rights. So my question to you is, as a U.S. citizen, does that offend you that they're breaking the Constitution when they are acting out in the field and taking people by force and against their will? Well, 90%, 88% of the people have not. They've maybe had a traffic ticket, but you know what? I've had speeding tickets. I'm sure you have. Who? I'm sorry? No, there are people who are here legally. Exactly. But yet they're being taken into custody and detained, breaking the 4th Amendment and the 15th Amendment. Well, if you're not aware of it, I would strongly encourage you to edify yourself, because the Constitution is being defied by the very people who took an oath to it. And as a U.S. citizen, I would hope that would offend you. It offends me as a U.S. citizen because without the Constitution, what is the USA? It's not the USA, in my opinion, without that Constitution. Yeah, that's fine. I just want to plant a seed for you to think about that, because the Constitution is really important. It's important to you. It's important to me. It's important to every U.S. citizen. And if someone's breaking it, silence is complicity, my friend. I hope you'll think about that. Yep. So, hope you caught some of that, guy. I was trying to stand in the shade over here so that my phone doesn't overheat and I can stay live. So I hope you heard some of that. She didn't want to answer any of my questions. She got escorted out by the officer, but I got a little bit of his time. He seems to be putting his head in the sand and just ignoring what's happening. He says that he's a contractor. He's bearing arms. He says that he did not take an oath to the Constitution, but he did admit to me that ICE agents in the field are federal employees. Therefore, they took an oath to the Constitution, to defend the Constitution. So, yay! So I've been standing over here approaching people as they walk out. And I've been standing over here approaching people as they walk out, employees as they walk out, and asking them questions. None of them wants anything to do with me. Check this out. There was one car parked right here. These two women got into the car, and one of them gave the other gal a ride 50 feet away, just on the other side of this black Honda. Yeah. She didn't want to be out here, because I was just asking them, are you guys contractors or are you federal employees? And didn't you take an oath to defend the Constitution? Good for you. Because I know that federal employees have to. Right. And one guy even got into a federally owned vehicle because it had U.S. government plates on it. Okay. So I'm like, if you're a contractor, how are you driving a federal vehicle?
These are, I've noticed, so initially they were using their own vehicles, and they just souped them up. There's like a green Dodge that I've seen around my area, which made me come explore just on my own with no protesting, just to see what it's like. And I think they now park here and use other vehicles. So We need to do some stuff over here next
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Or bring them on over because it's outrageous.
Yeah.
It is outrageous. Did
It
you
is.
hear earlier that there was a man who walked his daughter to the bus stop and
Yeah.
they attacked him,
Yeah.
body slammed him and punched him?
I heard about that.
Yeah, that's why we're
Right
here
in
today.
front of the whole bus of children.
Exactly. That's what we're fighting for. You're not going to come to our fucking neighborhoods and our fucking streets in front of my fucking children and normalize
traumatize
some
them.
fucking violent ass shit.
Right?
I have fought way too fucking hard to clean up my life and be a good person so
Amen.
that I could give them a good fucking future for all
Amen.
this bullshit. And it seems like our government is ran by fucking tweakers right now. Goddamn tweakers.
Right?
So, yeah.
They're just not, I don't understand what they're thinking because these federal employees,
They're not.
every federal employee takes an oath to defend the or to the commander-in-chief.
We're not in America anymore.
That's what I asked this guy. I'm like, without the Constitution, is this the USA? I don't think it is.
It's absolutely not.
So, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm like, I don't care how
It's
you
a
feel
fact.
about how I feel.
It's a fact.
I want you to think about the fact that these guys inside your facility here are breaking their oath to
And
the
Utah
Constitution.
is all for it because they're racist as shit.
Yep, they are here.
So,
A lot of bigots in
exactly.
Utah.
Racist as fuck.
Yeah, and there's racism everywhere, but there's a special kind of racist in Utah.
Yeah, same with Indiana.
Yeah.
They're like, fucking
Indiana.
state cousins fucking each other.
I know. And I've lived in foreign countries in many states. I've never experienced anything quite like Utah.
You're in a black hole. They're so fucking programmed, it's insane. There's the most fake climate there ever could be
I
in
know.
a
I
state.
call it the Twilight Zone
It is
because
so bizarre.
things are upside down, and people outside of Utah do not understand
No, they're
what
like, they're
happens
really
here.
nice. No, they're pleasant. They're not nice.
No, visiting
They-
here is one thing. Living
Yes.
here is completely a different experience.
Born and raised, not really left, but like I see through bullshit, one of the few. And it is literally, I always looked around and was like, what the fuck is happening? What is happening? You don't believe that? You're saying what I want to hear. No,
Mhm.
it's bonkers here.
Yeah, they're really good at PR.
Exactly.
The Mormons are.
Everything
Yeah.
is for optics.
Yeah,
Everything.
Yeah.
It's because, like your wife
Oh,
said,
we got someone coming out.
yes.
Let's change the camera around. Here we go. I gotta stand in the shade or else my phone overheats and I lose my live feed. Check out the second gate. They got 2 gates. That's how afraid of the protesters they are here. Oh, there go drops. Nice. Yep. Howdy. Are you a contractor? Wouldn't even look at me, let alone answer my question. Yeah.
Just the normal Utah response.
I know.
Smile and wave.
Yeah, smile and wave.
Genocide, smile and wave.
Genocide? Oh, that's okay. It's not happening in my neighborhood. So there's a couple more cars out here. I'm just gonna hang out and ask some hard questions. Yeah, so here in Utah, we have, not only is it a red state, but we also have a significant Mormon presence because the LDS Church, for the LDS Church, this is like their mothership. It's like the Vatican City is for Roman Catholics. This is what Salt Lake City is for the Mormons. So when I first moved here in 2014, it was 60+% Mormons in the demographics. I don't know that it's still that, but I would say it's definitely over 50. We've had a lot of influx of new people, and because of the software here, a lot of Middle Easterners have moved here. Silicon Slopes, kind of a nomer after the Silicon Valley in California. They call it Silicon Slopes because of the mountains and the ski resorts here. But there's a tech corridor up and down I-15 from Salt Lake City south all the way into Utah County. Salt Lake City is in Salt Lake County. And we're approximately, I'd say 20 minutes drive from downtown Salt Lake, just kind of to the south and west of Salt Lake City proper. Right now, it's West Valley, which is, there's a lot of Latino communities here in West Valley. So I'm guessing that's why they decided to set up this ICE facility here, because this is where they expect most of their operations to take place in the field. I've approached a number of the employees coming out and just asked them straight up simple questions in the same tone in which I'm speaking. So not discourteous, I'm not cursing, I'm not belittling them or demeaning them. I'm just asking some straight up honest questions like, are you a contractor or are you a federal employee? Did you take an oath to defend the Constitution? Most of them don't answer, so I say, well, I take by your silence that you mean no, you did not take that oath. But does it bother you as a US citizen that the ICE agents who operate from this facility in the field took that oath and they're breaking the 4th Amendment and the 15th Amendment, essentially mocking the Constitution of the United States of America? Doesn't it bother you? Doesn't it offend you as a US citizen, as a human being? It certainly offends me. And look at me, I came straight from the office. I'm dressed, it's 100 some degrees out and I've got jeans and a long sleeve black shirt on, so I didn't even have a chance to go home and change. I just came here straight from the office. So I want them to understand that, I'm a gainfully employed Caucasian man who's offended, and some of these people are in a similar boat, and I think they should be offended too. They don't seem to be. Maybe they're a slave to their contract or their paycheck and they just look the other way on what makes this country the USA, which is the Constitution. I remember taking reciting the Pledge of Allegiance every morning through my schooling. I'm well out of school now, but for 12 years, maybe a little bit longer, we recited the Pledge of Allegiance every morning in school. And part of that is liberty and justice for all. So I don't know if they were just paying lip service and they don't believe in that, but they sure recited it every morning, 200 and some odd days a year for 12 years. I'm not going to do the math right now because it's been a long day at the office and my brain's a little tired, but that's a lot of days. That's a lot of reciting. So call me a radical, call me a libtard, I don't know what you want to call me. But where I come from, if you're going to speak the words, you're going to live the words. So let's put our money where our mouths are and stand up for liberty and justice for all. Am I crazy? I don't think I'm crazy. We're going to wait here in the shade. I got to stand in the shade because my phone was overheating. And then it cut out my live feed. So I'm going to stand in the shade and wait here by this gate. Let me turn the camera around so you can see it. This gate right here, they're all coming out this door right there and walking out this gate to their vehicles. There were 2 other vehicles parked here, 3 actually, and they've all left, but there's 3 more vehicles still here. So I'm expecting that we'll see some more employees walk out. And I want to ask them, how do you feel about the people you work with breaking their oath to the Constitution, defying the Constitution of the United States? I don't expect they'll have any answers for me because they appear to not have any integrity. But I'm still going to ask the questions. Life in a red state. Of course, Oregon is in a red state, and I got to give props to those protesters in Portland. Man, those guys are professionals. They come prepared, they're organized, they've got a 24/7 shift for over 70 days now, where they're just making noise and annoying the ICE agents. They're causing the ICE agents, the facility, to use resources, and that's what I love. They're using resources like personnel and material, like the tear gas bombs that they're throwing at these protesters. And by the way, the protesters have the gear to go and pick up those tear gas bombs and huck them right back at the ICE facility and the ICE agents. So I love that. So they're just causing resources to be used up, the budget to be used up. And that's what I applaud. So props to you Portland protesters, especially at the McAdam Street ICE facility there and just south of downtown Portland. Awesome. I'm from Portland. I grew up there. I've lived in lots of different places, but I know Portland well. And props to you guys. Kudos. Keep strong. We're watching you, and we wish we could be there. I want to drive over there and join you guys, but I've got a job to go to. So I do what I can here locally, and I want to try and inspire some folks in the spirit of Portland. So keep being an inspiration. We love you guys, and stand up for the Constitution. Stand up for the people. Especially someone like myself. I'm Caucasian. Obviously, dressed the way I am. I'm fairly well-to-do. So I want to use that privilege and my whiteness to help people who aren't white or don't have privilege. I figure that's the least I can do to help right the wrongs of past generations, whether they were my ancestors or someone else's ancestors. That's my obligation to humanity. And I just hope that more people feel that way. And power to the people, and let's join together and cause such a ruckus that they have to pay attention to us. They have to use resources, and we'll drain their budget so that they can't go after people and take people against their will. These are people who have not broken a law. They are good contributing members of the society. They are here legally. 80-some%, almost 90% of the people that ICE has detained have not broken. They're not criminals. They're not violent criminals. Maybe they have a speeding ticket. Which one of us doesn't have a moving violation or a speeding ticket? I've had speeding tickets before. Which of us doesn't? And if that's the criteria, then shit, lock us all up. That's ridiculous. So the fact is that when you look at the numbers, the data doesn't lie. And almost 90% of the people that ICE has detained are not violent criminals. This is what POTUS claimed he was going to do, and 90% of the cases do not meet that criteria. So I mean, even within those people who have some criminal record, it's a moving violation. It's maybe an immigration violation, but it's something really simple, and it could be resolved through some paperwork, some administrative work. It's not like they are committing violent crimes. They're not stealing. They are, in fact, putting into the Social Security system. I watched a testimonial by a former Social Security employee, and she stated that the Hatch Act prevents current Social Security employees from speaking out because it's kind of like an NDA. But she was a former employee, so she could spill the beans on the fact that anyone who is not legally in the United States does not get any kind of a Social Security payout, even though they are contributing. In some cases, they are contributing to Social Security. They are not receiving any Social Security benefits. So think about that, look into it yourself. I think on our channel we might have posted the testimonial from this woman. In fact, I think it might have been on TikTok. I can't remember if it was on YouTube. But I'll make sure that it gets posted to our channel just for reference. And I can't say how ridiculous this all is. I never thought in my lifetime that I would see a Nazi, a man who upholds Nazi values and practices in the Oval Office. Both of my grandfathers were in the European Theater of Operation during World War II, so they both fought against Nazis. One was a combat medic, the other was an XO on a minesweeper in the Mediterranean. And they had stories, but they were really reluctant to talk about them because of the trauma. But I did learn a lot about their experience, and I gotta tell you, I never thought that I would be proverbially in their shoes fighting against Nazis in this country, let alone in the USA. So I think that they're probably, all of those veterans are probably rolling in their graves right now because they fought to prevent this very thing from happening. Yet here we are. Let's see if some other folks come out. There's 3 more cars in the parking lot here, see? There's one here. There's 2 more over here. So I'm expecting some folks to come out of this door right there behind me, and then they walk over to this gate right here. Some of them are escorted by an armed security guard. Some of them weren't, but they wouldn't answer my questions. The man who walked out earlier did, but he didn't say much other than, I'm a contractor. So I don't know if he feels like that relieves him of accountability, but he works with people who have taken an oath to defend the Constitution. And in doing so, does that equal complicity? I think the silence and not saying something about it equals complicity. So I'm going to say that they're complicit. And that's what I asked them, you know, in this tone. And they don't have anything to say. And I've learned after 10 years of living in Utah that that's not unexpected. They look the other way, they turn the cheek. There's a lot of pedophilia in this state. Probably the most pedophilia in any state of the union occurs here. And repeatedly those, and it's usually a man. There are some women who engage in that, but usually it's a man. They aren't held accountable. They don't do any jail time. They don't do any prison time. The bishop of their ward comes to the judge and says, I will take this person under my wing. We will rehabilitate them. And I'll tell you that the sick part of it is that they force the victims of that pedophilia, the kids and the wives, to live with these violators in the same house, under the same roof. And these people, I mean, they can't heal. They can't heal from their trauma in that way. So it becomes this cycle of violence and creating more trauma. And it's just, it's wrong, it's sick. And that's something that I just never understood before I moved here, and I still can't believe it. I mean, you know, of course pedophilia happens in other places, but the rate at which it happens in this state is unparalleled. I call it the Twilight Zone here because things happen in Utah that you only imagine. And I don't believe that other people that live outside of Utah who have never been here understand quite what Utah's about and what happens here. That's why we named our channel Inside the Upside Down, because there are things that happen here that you just can't even imagine. It's strange. It's like the Twilight Zone. My wife grew up here. I met her in Portland, and then we moved back here. And she knows a lot of people. Most of the kids that she grew up with were violated, were molested by some family member, a father, an uncle, a grandfather, someone that they should have been able to trust, who should have protected them. Because as men, I believe, and I hope more men than myself believe, that our obligation is to protect women and children, to empower especially women to live their divinity, to give their divinity to children, to instill that. Women are the only ones who can create and sustain life inside them, and that is their divine gift. And as men, our divine gift is to protect them, to empower their divinity, to help them manifest heaven on earth. No matter what you want to call it. I'm not a religious guy. I'm spiritual, but I don't subscribe to an organized religion. I was raised in Catholic churches, so I got to see what that was like firsthand. But I do not subscribe to an organized religion. So when I say heaven on earth, I mean the heaven that is within all of us, that we can manifest. And that's divinity, from my perspective. So, as men, we need to empower that, and the men that molest children and their wives on occasion, but really it's the children, they should be able to trust those men. They should be able to be safe around those men. And those are largely men who call themselves religious men. They call themselves men of faith, and that they follow Jesus. But I'll tell you what, I guarantee you Jesus wasn't diddling little kids. So I think they're missing the point about Jesus and his teachings. Oh, it's almost 6 p.m. here local time. Most people walked out shortly after 5. I don't know that we're going to see some folks. I stood here for a little bit, but let's go over and join the other protesters. It's 100 degrees out. I'm wearing jeans and a long sleeve black shirt because I was in the office today, but I'm gonna run. Probably gonna get a little overheated. Hopefully my phone doesn't. You can hear them making noise. Here are the protesters. They're here every Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. I'd like to organize some other folks over here. See if we can take after Portland and their protesters. So I stood over there and a few people came out and I asked them some really pointed, honest questions. I was very courteous. They wouldn't answer my questions.
Of course not.
One woman even gave the other woman a ride 50 feet to her car because she didn't want to be in my vicinity.
Did you call her a pussy and I did no divinity and she's just vile?
I asked them.
No, he doesn't do that. I do that.
You'll see from the live, my phone got overheated, so it cut out a couple times, so I
it did.
stood in the shade to let it cool off.
We need a little fan to...
I did get some good footage of just asking them straight up questions.
Good.
In the tone I'm speaking now, so I wasn't, discourteous or didn't swear, didn't demean them. I just asked them some very honest questions, As a U.S. citizen, does it bother you that people you work with are breaking the Constitution, breaking their oath to the Constitution?
Yeah.
Doesn't that bother you?
Doesn't that bother you?
And they said nothing. So I said, I take it by your silence that you say no, it doesn't bother you. One guy said he was a contractor, but he got into a van that had a U.S. government plate. So.
Wow. Did you get that?
Yeah.
We'll chop it up and do reposts. We really need to tell people on the channel and tell people like in Portland that when we're live, so because nobody knows.
Yeah. Oh, I talked about the Portland protesters for a little bit while I was waiting for other people to come out.
I'm telling you, they're cause. Yeah. So tomorrow is or Thursday is I guess the downtown, the pots and pans one. So I might just come down and
let's go to DI and get some pots and pans.
I say we just get one for every, just buy a shit ton and then just pass them out.
And I love the idea of using a Mormon facility like DI to get my protest gear. I love the irony of that.
I know.
No, I gotta have my bag ready before I go to work. So
No,
when I get to work, I go right there.
Who are they? Are they with us?
No, they got Idaho plates.
Oh, they're lost.
And that wasn't the car, one of the cars parked over there.
This one might be
No.
unbelievable.
There was a black CRV with handicap plates, and there was a dark van, or SUV.
Fucking Nazi.
You're fucking Nazi! You're fucking Nazi!
he have an "In God We Trust" plate on his
Oh,
car?
I'm sure he does.
My bad.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry,
We're here telling ICE to go fuck themselves. I'm sorry.
Yeah!
See, we need to do our vehicles and dress up like ICE so they can't fucking tell the difference. And we just mingle in with them and like they think it's us and
Look at this, nice peace sign. Go. I love that.
he's like, wait a second.
No, at least he knows that we're out doing shit.
Yeah. Free the people. Hope you're proud. The Nazis were too. History will remember your actions. Choose justice. Excellent.
My response was, she's like, thank you for your support. And walks away, and I'm like, shit, I even made it out of my fucking car.
A security guard that I was talking to over there who was escorting people out, I asked him, I'm like, do you understand that people you work with are breaking the 4th and the 15th Amendment, and those are part of the Bill of Rights? Like, and he's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, you know, as a federal contractor, you should probably edify yourself about the Constitution, right? You should be the fry guy. Yeah.
And if they could read, they'd hate this flag.
Sometimes, 1 out of 10 times, I get a damn good burger.
If they could read, perfect.
Some of those kids work real hard.
If they could read, they'd be so mad at me right now.
I love the resist fascism flag. It reminds me of the BLM flag. Yeah.
My BLM flag is so worn out.
What's going on over here? Yeah?
What's happening right
You got his hazards on? And Jeep is following?
Fuck ice. Fuck ice. Are you lost?
They got their four-ways on.
I don't know.
Probably just
Maybe their car is breaking down.
I'm just as confused as you are.
Look at all these people.
I think cars are breaking down.
Yeah, I do too. You need one of those in your car so you can just clear the way.
Like, when they gave this to me today, I was like, you realize I have my small one right here when I'm driving. Dude, yeah, this is a bad idea.
Whoa!
He almost ran over.
Last time I was here, there were 2 officers standing in that parking lot over there. Yeah, the private property sign that I mocked last time I was here is gone. Yeah, there was a private property sign right over here in the grass where she is. And I mocked it last time I was here because it's a federal facility and therefore paid for with tax dollars, taxpayer money, and it's gone now. It used to be sitting right here. Maybe they watched my live and they thought it was hypocritical to have that out. I'm funny. I wish there were some people out here I could yell at.
They are all
I didn't even yell at those employees walking out. That was very nice. I asked them some hard questions.
Excuse me, lady in the Subaru. If you are in need of assistance, honk your horn.
The Jeep isn't with her anymore. I know. Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you need help? Fuck ice, 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 fuck ice.
She has a child in the car with her. Maybe she's giving her a look-see.
She's in limp mode or something.
Does she think it's a small world ride? Like at Disneyland?
She's doing it to put her child to sleep.
So they don't park over here. They park over, yeah, where do they park? Where do they park?
On the backside.
Yeah, over so just around the corner of the fence
So like if we stood right
by
there-
those garbage can
Yeah.
receptacles, you know? Yeah, they walk out that door and then that gate.
We should go there next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they think we live here, but
So let's
Yeah, that's why I walked over there because I was like,
yeah.
On the other side of the road. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Looking good in your pants, babe.
Thanks. Are you Romy?
No.
You're Romy. I'm Rob. It's nice to meet you. I met you once before, but I didn't think I got your name.
Yeah.
But I've heard about you.
Been around.
Is this yours? I'm the girl that videotaped her too.
She's part of the team.
Is that yours?
Oh, were you wearing the rainbow hat? The rainbow cowboy hat? Cool. Right on.
I like holding people accountable.
Yeah, thanks for coming, bro.
Carpool vehicles.
Drive careful. I'll just trax it down, babe, and you can stay in the office. Thursday, I'll trax it down. Because your office is a lot,
Yeah.
so I'll trax.
Yeah. Galavan Center's like 2 blocks, I think. Yeah. 1 block, but you gotta walk 1 block and then 1 block.
Yeah, I actually found out that his name. And,
His birthday was yesterday.
his birthday was
No way.
And,
He turned 66.
yeah.
Yeah. He has an address in Kusharam. I looked it up. It's right by Fish Lake. Yeah.
And I have a little know-how because I've been around
folks in these apartments feel. Yeah, we got a supporter over there. Woo! An ice hater just came out, gave us the I love you, and walked back in.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, these poor guys.
I felt sorry for them. Ooh, finishing up the sidewalk art. Nice. I love the interior stuff you're doing. All that nice detail. That's awesome. What? What?
Ice does not belong in Utah. Get the fuck out of here.
It's almost, because you get to a point where you can't reverse. You just can't. It's just, you're signing
I need to get me a megaphone so I can yell some stuff.
Things start hardening in their
Project my facts and logic.
They're a little more dynamic. They evolve all the time.
I know.
Let's go walk back down here and see if there's anyone down at this safe entrance. They think it's safe, but they got a guy like me standing there asking hard questions that they don't want to answer. Let's run so we get down there quick. And I don't have my running shoes on, by the way. That same vehicles are still here. Don't have to have a front plate in this state, but this guy does. And this person is a Texas Longhorns fan. Austin, University of Texas. This guy carpool all the way from California. Over here to the shade, keep my phone cool. Some cars behind the gate down there. There's the nice Wasatch Front, Salt Lake City Mountains, Utah Mountains. Those are tall. We're at like 5,000 feet elevation right here, maybe 5,500. So they may not look tall, but they're tall. We're just up high. I'm remembering Towley from South